Hello everyone and welcome back to Shrey FC with another Chelsea talks and a match preview. That is a big game at Anfield, mid-table derby now I'll call it. And we have got some big news, Chelsea news that are coming up as well. But before we start, today I have a very special guest with me. The link is given in the description below. Do go there and subscribe. It's easy to remember. FTWB. Link is in the description below. How are you doing, Bilal bhai?
I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good and absolute pleasure to have you on, brother, here. And today we have some amazing topics to discuss, as you can see with the thumbnail. Mudryk, there's Livy Colville, there's Mason Mount and Salah. You can see right now the two best players of two mid-table teams, and you can come to Jorginho and then Caicedo, who even Liverpool are very much after as well. So there could be a very interesting one as well. So first of all, starting with the first part today of the video, that is the Liverpool versus Chelsea match. And starting off with Liverpool right now and seeing their previous game week result as well. Starting first of all with Bilal Bhai. Bilal Bhai, because we know you're a neutral, you're a Manchester United fan. So I know you have nothing but hatred for Liverpool in some way. Like it's not like love and loss. So coming to you on Liverpool, like what do you think has gone wrong for them? Why Liverpool are struggling so much? And do you see Liverpool really pounding on misery more on Chelsea? Or can Chelsea take advantage of Liverpool being in such bad form?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm not a hater of Liverpool to be honest, but yeah, healthy banter is always good. And yes, on Twitter as well, I do a bit of banter as well. But coming to the Liverpool situation and everything, like we all know, Liverpool played in the last match against Wolves. It was at in the Molinoa in Wolves, and they won it 1-0. It wasn't a complete performance at all, to be honest. I thought, yeah, Liverpool fans might like agree with me in this point because it was just only one game and it was a 1-0 win. And yeah, they might argue with it that it was like they did not have their main players. Harvey Elliott scored that goal, and yeah, Salah was not there, and Nunez is injured, and this might be a point they might be making, but. If we talk about the last game week results of Liverpool, it was absolutely disastrous. That was against Brighton, and it was the game which I watched, and it was absolute dominance by Brighton. Those goals, that chip over the head of Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez, I think so. He's not that kind of a defender which you can say that which can fill the boots of Virgil van Dijk if he's injured, or like, yeah, if he's in the bench or somewhat like this.
But even
And
even just really sorry to cut you Bilal bhai, but coming out of Virgil van Dijk, he has also not been at his best this season. And
yes.
Konate, since coming back, has been struggling as well. You go towards Matip, and Matip has been like injured out of the side, then back in the side. Trent has not been at his best as well. You go towards the left side in Robertson, and Robertson doesn't look the Robertson we know. You go
Hmm.
towards the midfield, and that's the disaster. And this is why I'm going to ask you, Bilal bhai, as well, because Liverpool midfield is a disaster. That how do you see this match shaping up with the midfield? Jorginho, Mateo Kovacic, and Mason Mount versus Fabinho, Thiago, or a Henderson or Elliott. So, is it a mid-table midfield clash? And where are Liverpool really struggling? Like, just not Joe Gomez, like Virgil van Dijk has been in horrendous form. Konate has not really played well because I know he's a top centre back, but he did not have a good time. Everyone has we can say nicely, shite for Liverpool. So, where do you see the real problem coming? Is it to do with a tactical setup for Liverpool?
I think so. It might be of defense, because defense or midfield, as we all know, defense is the heart of every team. To be honest, you can score goals. You can undoubtedly score goals. You can surely score goals, but you need to defend those goals. And that is why there's a phrase that attack wins you games and defense wins you tournaments. So yes, that should be a point, that Liverpool's defense is in shambles right now. It isn't the Liverpool defense which we saw in the last season. It might be partially due to injuries. It might be due to tactical, as you said, tactical breakdown. I don't know what is happening within Liverpool, but yeah, if we talk about that luck part, it is unlucky season for Liverpool, because last season you cannot say that Liverpool are a team like Mane went and then attack did not do well. Salah did not do well. You could have said that, but let's be honest. If we talk about the defense, it doesn't means that Mane was the defender. Like we all know, many Chelsea fans, many other club fans, even my club fans, also say that Mane was the main key in that Liverpool side. Yeah, I know, but he was in the attack. But the
Now,
defense
Bilal
is.
bhai, coming to you on first of all, I have a bit of surprise for you here. A Barcelona fan, big ups to MA, hello from the champions of Spain, and this is really going to hurt Bilal bhai because he's a Real Madrid fan. But Bilal bhai, like, I know people talk about a lot about Sadio Mane, and I know Sadio Mane is a massive mess. But overall, do you not think that have Liverpool really replaced their midfield engine? I still believe the best Liverpool midfielder for last 3 4 years under Jurgen Klopp, Wijnaldum. Have they really replaced Wijnaldum? Like
They
Thiago
haven't. They
at
haven't.
Liverpool.
Obviously, they haven't. And
And for
that was a
me,
foolish decision to sell him. And yeah,
no, I don't think so.
Wijnaldum
For
as
me, Bilal,
well.
I don't think it's
Hmm.
foolish decision to sell him. My thinking is why didn't replace him? Like
Hmm.
Kante, Wijnaldum, like players they're not eternal. They cannot continue forever, but you at least replace them. Liverpool just haven't replaced their main players, and they are facing a massive crisis. So we'll come more on the Liverpool talk as the video goes on. Let's come back to the away team, Chelsea as well now. And being a Chelsea fan as well, and we got a much needed win against Crystal Palace, a mighty Crystal Palace who drew against Manchester United at title contenders. So mighty Crystal Palace, and Liverpool need Cisse. 105 million cash is all I ask for. Oh my god. Liverpool cannot even pay right now 40 50 million, and they're trying to buy Nunes back,
Casey
who they
hasn't
rejected in last
impressed.
summer.
Casey hasn't impressed yet at all in
Yeah.
Barcelona. So how do you think you'll get 105 million for a guy who's in starting on the expense of Busquets?
I think,
He's
but
a squad
overall for
player.
me, I think what Liverpool really need for me is right now is they need for me. I don't even think Matheus Nunes will suit them so much. I think they need a Caicedo and a Bellingham. I think that's what they really need, a Caicedo and a Bellingham. And
No
if
way
Qatari
Bellingham
ownership
should
comes
come
in,
to Liverpool. He's a
but
Real
even
Madrid
Bilal,
bound.
like Qatari ownership, if the Qatari ownership take over the club, it won't be a surprise. There's a splash 120 on Bellingham and 50 60 on Caicedo as well. But coming to Chelsea, we got an Liverpool need. I think Liverpool need, and I think overall right now Liverpool need players. I'm being very honest. Liverpool need a lot of players, and a lot is not going well. But see, I will say one thing now in full honesty: Chelsea is also not going in a good way. Like we can laugh at Liverpool, but I know my club is in the absolute bender as well. And see, both our clubs needs prayer, but more than important is see. I know the times are tough, but the good times will come as well. And on Chelsea, we got a much needed win against Crystal
Like
Palace.
honestly,
And
I'm cutting one of your points, but Chelsea are in the spotlight more. Chelsea are in the limelight more than Liverpool because Chelsea have spent above 500 million. And I was seeing a stat that Liverpool in the last 5 to 10 years, I guess, they have spent only 500 million, and including this deal of Nunez as well, which is of 85 million. And Chelsea has spent more than 500 million in the last 6 months, and
But
that
I think
is
Bilal
something.
bhai, a bit of context is there in Chelsea spending so much money is also to do with Chelsea losing Rudiger, Chelsea losing Andres Christensen, Chelsea losing Timo Werner, and Abraham has also gone in some time. And I think before Todd Bully came, Chelsea used to recoup a lot of money through sales as well. But I do agree. But the problem with Chelsea is, and this is what Liverpool will also face when the new ownership comes in, they change everything around. A lot of spending might be needed. But now this is where the worry is. Like your point is so good. Liverpool just don't want to even spend. They don't want to even spend a penny. It's like the mentality you can say like we don't want to spend money and still will succeed. Like overconfidence, and that's where it's bite them in the back. They are very overconfident. Liverpool. They think they'll not spend money. That Liverpool scared. That big dogs will continue to rise them up, but that is not going to happen for anymore. And I think they've realized it, but it's too late. And this is why they're selling the club. FSG know they cannot spend at the level of Todd Bowley. They cannot spend at the level of what you got in Manchester City. This is why they want to sell the club as well. And this is why you can see Qatari ownership being linked as well with them. But coming on to Chelsea now, and with Chelsea right now, see, we have to be fully honest. It was not a convincing performance. Like, beat Crystal Palace, we got a clean sheet. It's just like putting a bit of misery away, like a nightmare away. But the nightmare still hasn't ended. We are behind Liverpool in the table. We are still 10th in the league. And a bad defeat at Anfield. And again, that nightmare will be back. It's just like you can say some happiness before another big match coming up for us. And with Chelsea, we'll also have detailed talks later in the video as well. And MC says, no way President Laporta asked Carrasco in return for Depay. Lol, the audacity. I think for me, Barcelona very clear in attack. Like they don't need Carrasco for me. They're already very clear in attacking department. And Barcelona going in the right way under Xavi as well. It's going to take time, but I think they're going in the right way as well. And I think they'll, especially with the young guys they have got, I think they have a very bright future as well. And I think for
Like
me,
one
yeah,
thing,
yeah, like,
one thing I'll definitely say a difference. I see a difference between Madrid and Barcelona is that Barcelona develops players from its La Masia. Real Madrid also develops, but we don't usually bring our players in the main team. Like, to be honest, these guys, these young guys of Barcelona are from their La Masia academy. And yes, La Masia Academy has proven to be very good in the previous years. We all know Barcelona's uh, strategy and everything. Like, so this is a main difference between Madrid and Liverpool, Barcelona. But we won't go to that talk. So you can continue. I just wanted to add one difference. I just wanted to spot that difference between Madrid and Barcelona.
and just a quick before we go on Liverpool and Liverpool Madrid prediction. First of all, going on my side, I think for me, see, it's very early to predict because the match is still like a month away, and Liverpool might have a new signing surprisingly, which I don't think is going to happen. But in football, miracles have also happened, and still nobody knows can Jota come back, especially for the second leg. Luis Diaz, like if Liverpool keep it up to a draw in the first leg or a 2-1 defeat, and then Diaz and Jota are back, the complexion of the match absolutely changes. So it's very difficult early on to predict. But right now, let's be honest, right now Real Madrid are overwhelming favorites to knock Liverpool out. And now coming to Real Madrid's fan as well, what do you think, Bilal? Bhai, can Liverpool knock Real out, or
No,
are Real the
no,
favorites?
I'm depressed at this moment. I'm literally afraid of Liverpool. I'm literally afraid of Salah at that left back position of Mendy. He would destroy Mendy. No, I cannot imagine. I am not going for a straightforward Real Madrid win because I don't know what will happen. Liverpool are in shambles right now. Real Madrid are unconvincing right now. I should not say the word Real Madrid are not good. Real Madrid are unconvincing right now. Real Madrid, like we all know, the signings, it is important for us, and they haven't done those signings. Fiorentino Perez wants to spend in summers, Galactico, everything we all know. So we might not see a signing for Real Madrid at this point of time in January. And yes, I don't know what will happen. But
And coming now to
I should go with Madrid because I'm a Madrid fan. But this is a very tough question at this moment because
Nah,
Real
I
Madrid
fully
are in a
agree.
bad
But I
phase.
think Bilal, the quality
Liverpool,
of squad is still Real are much better because Liverpool midfield is an absolute disaster. Like Liverpool
yeah,
midfield is a walking disaster. And now coming on to Liverpool injury crisis for this match, they have no Diego Jota for this game, no Luis Diaz for this game, no Virgil van Dijk for this game. Arthur has been one of the worst signings in terms of loan deal that happened. And Firmino, for me right now, as I can see, is
Nunez is
unavailable. But
available or not?
which one?
Nunez.
Yeah, Nunes. I think Klopp has said that he will be in contention. Like he will be back in
Okay.
training today, and he will be in contention. But for me, like Liverpool right now, along with Chelsea, are in a massive injury crisis. Like no Jota, no Luis Diaz, no Virgil van Dijk, no Arthur. Like he's of no use, and no Roberto Firmino. Now I think Liverpool. Bilal Bhai also remembers like before the season ended for the World Cup, Liverpool were playing a bit like a diamond formation, 4-1-2-1-2, where they were playing Firmino along with Nunes, and then Firmino behind Salah and Nunes. So that was providing a much better attacking balance. Firmino was like a false nine, Salah making the runs at the right, your Nunes making the runs at the left, and Liverpool were looking a much more fluid in the attack. Right now, they have no natural winger. Chamberlain is not a winger. Even I think Gakpo is not as scary winger
Hmm.
as what you will say in Luis Diaz, as you can say more like in Mohamed Salah. And this is why right now they're attackingly absolutely off balance. If Diego Jota was fit, Nunes most probably did not play so much this season, and the pressure on him will be a bit less. Virgil van Dijk has been horrific for some time now, but still, Virgil van Dijk is 100 times a better option than Gomez. And I still think that Matip and Konate are the best options for Liverpool right now to play. And then I think Firmino is a massive mess. And taking a bit of opinion here and a bit of chat here, Eric Bay has been handed a 7 match ban after Kung Fu
I
kicking
saw
on
this.
Twitter.
I
And
saw
this is
this.
football heritage. So,
What the hell is he doing? Kung fu kicks, man.
like, I think he's been
This is the
inspired by
attitude.
Cantona. But now coming to Bilal, like, what do you think of this injury crisis? Like, do Liverpool have a really fair excuse of not doing well this season? Or again, should they be doing better even after these injuries?
Firstly, I want to add one point. Then I will do a bit of injury like analysis. Because, I should say this that it is my birthday on 21 January, and it is the match between Chelsea versus Liverpool. So I just wanted a Real Madrid or a Manchester United match on it. But yes, I just wanted to say this. I'm not overhyping myself. I'm not overhyping my birthday. But yeah, I just wanted to add
I
this.
think it's good one for you
And
because Arsenal United is an unpredictable match. Like It's better to have him
It's on
join
it's on
without a match.
22nd January. It's on 22nd January. So yeah, post birthday present maybe. Yeah, let's be honest, post birthday present maybe. So coming back to the to our match talks. So injuries are a part of, like you can say it. They are a part of football. They are a part of every player's career. And to be honest, Liverpool have been hit by serious injuries this season. They're like, honestly, Chelsea at this moment, if we talk about them as well, if we both the teams, Liverpool and Chelsea, have been in a full crisis of injuries. But Chelsea, for me, are more hit by injuries, because we can almost make a team. We can almost make an 11-player team of Chelsea of their injuries. And Liverpool, yeah, I know that Liverpool have been hit by injuries, and Liverpool, on their perspective, have been hit by serious injuries in form, because their main players like Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz, Virgil van Dijk, and Roberto Firmino is also a player. He is also a starting 11 player kind of in right now. If we talk about, because post pre World Cup, he was one of the best goal scorers, assist makers in Liverpool's side, and that 9-0 win against Bournemouth was also a, and Roberto Firmino, I guess, scored a hat trick in that game as well. So
No,
they have
like
been
I
hit by.
remember because it was an FPL part. I remember he had a hat trick and like two assists. Like that was one of the best performance,
Hmm.
one-sided performance we'll see.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So that is the point. Like you can say injuries are a part, but you need to get out of it. You need to get
Yeah.
out of it. Madrid at this moment are also getting so many injuries, and yeah,
Like
we all
Bilal,
know.
the problem is
Hmm.
like, who had told you to sign Arthur? What was the mentality behind signing Arthur? Like, you can be so
Hmm.
penny pinchers that you cannot find a proper midfielder. Now, with Liverpool, this is absolutely horrific. Liverpool fans are watching. I'm sorry, but this is absolutely horrific. You tried to sign Matheus Nunes, and then he goes to Wolves for around, I believe, 45 million. Now you're trying to sign him back for like, I believe, 50 million, 48 million. So why in the world? What hell were they thinking? Like letting him go and then now trying to buy him for extra 5 million. Like that is a joke. If your scouting network wanted Matheus Nunes and then missing on him, that was an absolute joke. And other than that, I do understand, but that is your mistake. Not having a natural winger in the squad, signing Gakpo, signing Nunes, but not signing backups for Luis Diaz. That again a disaster by Liverpool and they're penny pinching, and that's going to bite them in the back as well. And before we go to Chelsea injury news, as Bilal Bhai has said, that is a very long list, absolutely long list. Like we can have an 11 which will destroy this Chelsea current team. That's how bad our injury news are. But taking a bit of chats here, and Spurs winning today. I do understand. I do
Is
think today's
Spurs
match
match
will be
today?
very, very high scoring. Yeah, today's Manchester City versus Tottenham.
Oh, I didn't knew it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Real Madrid versus Villarreal in Copa del Rey, and
And I
that
think
big
for me,
match,
Bilal Bhai, I think
man,
why.
that big
And
match.
I think without Ruben Diaz, like I'm not fully sure Ruben Diaz is back for this game. So they in defensively City are right now very catchable, and Tottenham
Ronaldo
Hotspur
Messi, don't you
and
know
Eric
Ronaldo Messi?
and Bilal Bhai, like I'm really thinking right now, like this is a very interesting match. Like in the midfield department, I think it will be better for City to drop Bernardo Silva, who is
Hmm.
not playing right now with a full mind at Manchester City. Play Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne in the midfield, and Mahrez, Haaland, Grealish up top. But still, like one hand, Bilal Bhai, I think Eric Dyer, Ben Davis, Lenglet versus Haaland. What a disaster! But on the other hand, I think Harry Kane versus Akanji.
That is no way. Haaland is
But
going to
Harry
destroy
Kane
them,
versus
man.
Akanji.
Harry Kane versus Akanji. That might be, Akanji is a good defender in
Hmm.
comparison to Longley and
Yeah.
Ben Davis or
For
Eric
me,
Dyer.
like this is
He's
why
a
I think
good
there will be
defender.
goals in this match, but I'm going to Manchester City 4, Tottenham Hotspur 2. What's your prediction, Bilal bhai?
Yeah, I'm thinking about a Haaland race today, because Haaland has been hungry. Haaland has been too hungry for goals, and he might be doing something in today's game. And yeah, brace is coming for him, and it might be a 3-1 win for City, because City haven't been that defensively solid. So yeah, one goal might come as a part of Harry Kane or Heung-min Son's courtesy.
So now coming on
Oh
to
my
Chelsea news,
God,
and
this
now
list.
this list is a massive list, and people like it takes a lot of effort to speak upon this. And please, it doesn't take much. Do hit on the like button and please subscribe to the
Let's
channel.
make it a
And
team.
Bilal bhai's channel is given in the link below. FTWV. Go to his channel and subscribe. It's a fantastic channel. It's some great content. Yeah, Bilal bhai.
Acha, I'll just make a team out of it, just a bit more funny kind of. Edward Mendy on the goalkeeping,
Like
and
Edward Mendy on the goal and
hmm,
Reece James at the right.
Right
Ben
back,
Chilwell at the left, and I think you have got in centre
Wesley
backs. I think they've
Fofana,
got no one.
Wesley Fofana, Wesley
Yeah,
Fofana,
but not anymore.
no defenders, no defender right now. But yeah, we can play Kante in that, or Zakaria
And
in
big
that
up
role.
to Hamzi as well, brother. Thank you so much to join. I wish you the best of luck for exam. Thank you so much, brother, to join as well.
Okay, bhai, thank you.
And now, Bilal bhai, like I think lineup making is very difficult because I think players are a different profile. But just see this injury news: no Wesley Fofana, no N'Golo Kante, no Raheem Sterling, no Dennis Zakaria, no Christian Pulisic, no Ben Chilwell, no Edward Mendy, no Armando Broja, no Reece James, and João Felix is suspended. So João Felix will miss this Liverpool game. João Felix will miss, I believe, another game against Fulham, and then he will be available. While Broja is out for the whole season, and nobody knows how he'll come back. That was a very sad injury, and I have nothing but love for Broja. I hope he comes back fully fit. Zakaria is out for a month. Christian Pulisic is out at least for 2 months. Then you've got Raheem Sterling, who's at least out for a month. N'Golo Kante against status is very unclear. Fofana is very unclear. And Ben Chilwell and Reece James is again very unclear. But hopefully Reece James comes back at least by next month. So you can see the injury news. And this is why I say to a lot of people that a bit of the patience has to be exercised with Graham Potter. So many injuries, and how are you expecting many big results when the side is suffering from so many injuries? And taking opinion of a neutral matter now and coming to Bilal Bhai. Bilal Bhai, like, what do you think of the injury news? Like, is it really unprecedented to have this many injuries? And do we have to have more sympathy, like, overall for Graham Potter? What has he suffering?
Shrey bhai, it's Azan in my background, so you might not hear me. For two
Yeah,
minutes
no
you can
problem. Like,
speak
you
and
can come
then.
back in some time. No problem, Bhai.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Bilal Bhai. We'll see you in some time. Yeah. And now coming on to Chelsea injury news, people, and Bilal will be back in some time. Like Wesley Fofana is not available for this game. N'Golo Kante is not available. Raheem Sterling is not available. Zakaria is not available. Pulisic is not available. Ben Chilwell is not available. Edward Mendy is not available. Broja is not available. Reece James is not available. And João Felix is suspended. Like, that is some massive injury news. And people, this is why I say on my channel, we need to have more patience. And I think Reece James and or Kante back in training. Thank you so much, brother, to join. Yeah, they're back in training, brother, but right now for them coming back in the team is a big problem. Like, it's gonna take Reece James at least 2-3 weeks to come back, and it's gonna take Kante at least a month to come back. Full Chelsea 11 of injured players, and brother, like, that's gonna be a great 11. Like, I think you can have a back three of Fofana, James, Chilwell. We can have a midfield two of Zakaria and Kante, and you can have Pulisic at the wing. You can have another player at the wing here, and I think lineup is difficult to make, brother, because players are of different profile. Like, we've only got one centre back injured, which is a blessing, but our injury crisis is very, very bad. And Armando Broja suffered a very bad injury, and nobody knows how he'll come back as a player. We have seen Ben Chilwell suffer ACL injuries. We have seen many players suffer ACL injuries like Ruben Loftus-Cheek and never come back to the player they were. Ben Chilwell was on his form of his life, and that injury was the worst time. And then again, we played him in the match against Dinamo Zagreb when we were already qualified. And this has to be explained. Why did we rush Reece James back in? Why did we play Ben Chilwell against Dinamo Zagreb? And sadly, we have a lot of players out. Reece James and Ben Chilwell are the heartbeat of this side. Reece James and Ben Chilwell has wing backs, provide us width, provide us attacking quality, provide us crosses, and are one of the better goal scorers in the team. And this is why we have to have context inside as well. Felix was his own mistake. He got a red card and will miss him. And then N'Golo Kante, no Zakaria is another big miss. And Pulisic is now at least out for 2 months. And with Mudryk coming, Chelsea being linked to sign more players, it's very, very clear that Pulisic might be leaving Chelsea in the summer, and he might never play for Chelsea again. And I'm very sad for that. I think the guy is very talented, but Chelsea have a lot of players now, and it's better we part ways. And coming on to Fofana as well, I think Fofana is a massive miss, but hopefully Badia Shelley and Silva make a very, very good pair. And coming on to the next one, yes, yeah, brother. ACL is the one with Broha, and I think it was a very tough injury to even watch while watching the friendly, and hopefully he comes back because he's very young kid as well. So I do hope this doesn't affect him much. He's a lot of years ahead of him. But when you have that type of injury, we have seen with Virgil van Dijk, it takes you a lot of time to come back, and sometimes you're not even back to the player we know. And coming on to the head-to-head between both the sides, Liverpool and Chelsea overall history have played 192 matches against each other. 65 have been won by Chelsea, 43 have ended in draws, and 84 have been won by Liverpool. So Liverpool overall a team that have over a good record against Chelsea, but we have also won a lot of matches against Liverpool as well. And coming on to now the big part, Chelsea's last 5 matches at Anfield. And Anfield is a ground we really don't like to visit. We don't win a lot there, but we do draw a lot. So coming on to our last 5 matches at Anfield, last season under Thomas Tuchel, when we were being proclaimed as title contenders, we went to Anfield, we led 1-0 through Kai Havertz, we got a red card to Reece James, we fought very well. Liverpool scored through the penalty when Reece James was red carded, and we kept the score to 1-1. And we fought so hard, we fought with so much valiance, and at Anfield, against a fully fit Liverpool side with 10 men, we came with a 1-1 draw. Like that for me was a victory, and that was a very, very spirited performance by the guys and the team. And as the Thomas Tuchel, at that time, Chelsea were in a very, very good form. When they used to have every player fit, the team was in very much motivation as well. And that was one of our better performances last season. Coming on to before that season, 2021, I think we played Liverpool under Thomas Tuchel when he was just appointed as a manager. And I think this match had a big part to play for the momentum and had a big part to play for the way we ended that campaign with the Champions League trophy. I think this match was a big motivator for the side to go at Anfield and win. I think that acted as a massive, massive motivator. Mason Mount scored a beautiful goal. At that time, you can say 2 years back around, Mason Mount was playing some of the best football I've seen him play. He was fabulous. And that goal Mason Mount scored against Liverpool was absolutely stupendous. That was a very, very well-worked goal. The way he cut inside, the way he absolutely roasted Fabinho, and the goal Mason Mount scored was fantastic. I know Liverpool at that time were out of form. They were not going through a good period. They had a lot of injury. They were like 10th in the league, I believe. I believe 6th in the league at that time. And they were not in a good form. But later in the campaign, they finished above us, but they were not in a good form. And we went to Anfield, beat them, and I think that was a very good goal by Mason Mount. Before that season under Frank Lampard, Liverpool battered us at Anfield 5-3. That match was more about Christian Pulisic was in Liverpool because Pulisic was fantastic in that game. Pulisic absolutely roasted Liverpool defenders, but sadly Liverpool were too good. And that was a season where Liverpool went on. Liverpool got 99 points and they beat us at Anfield 5-3. Coming on to 2018 and 2019 season, Liverpool beat Chelsea at Anfield 2-0, and when Chelsea manager was Maurizio Sarri, and Mohamed Salah scored a blinder. Mohamed Salah scored a 40-yarder goal where people say Kepa should have done better, but I believe that was absolutely out of Kepa's reach. And Mohamed Salah scored a fantastic goal, and we lost to Liverpool under Sarri 2-0. Coming on to 17-18 season, Chelsea had a 1-1 draw with Liverpool at Anfield. That was under the management of Antonio Conte. We drew with Liverpool. It was Liverpool 1. It was Chelsea 1. And Liverpool goal was scored by Salah. Chelsea goal was scored by Willian. And at that time, we were going in a fine way under Conte. But sadly, in the end part of the campaign, he had a fight with the board. And the season ended with an FA Cup. But that was a disastrous Premier League campaign. So 5 matches, 1 Chelsea win, 2 draws, and 2 Liverpool wins. So now, coming on to the likely Liverpool 11 we might see for this game. So coming on to the likely Liverpool 11, I think they will go with Alisson as a goalkeeper. I think they'll go with Trent at the right. They'll go with Robertson at the left. They'll go with Konate and Joel Matip as the centre backs because Virgil van Dijk is injured. Joe Gomez is a disaster. So I think they'll go with Ibrahim Konate and Joel Matip. Robertson will be at the left. Trent will be at the right. And it's going to be Alisson as goalkeeper. For me, I think Liverpool will go back to the formation they played before the World Cup that yielded them a lot of success. I think they'll go with more like a diamond formation with Fabinho the DM, Thiago at the left, Harvey Elliott at the right, Gakpo playing a bit like a false nine role, and then Mohamed Salah at the right and Nunes at the left. I think Liverpool, for me, will go back to the formation that gave them a lot of success before the World Cup, and Gakpo playing in this role really utilizes him much better with Nunes Salah playing at the right and the left together and creating more havoc for Chelsea with Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott, because Elliott might be better suited for creativity as compared to Henderson, and then Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Matip, and Alisson. Coming on to Chelsea's likely lineup, and I think we'll go with this lineup. Kepa will be the goalkeeper. I think Thiago Silva and Badiashile put a very good partnership, very good performance against Crystal Palace. So I think Thiago Silva and Badiashile will continue their centre-back partnership against Liverpool. Chalobah will be at the right, and it's going to be Luis Hort at the left, who is a much better attacking option than Marc Cucurella. Marc Cucurella, I still have a lot of trust. I think this player will come very good for us. But overall, being very, very honest, people, Marc Cucurella attackingly is not good. And his season so far for Chelsea has not been good. So Luis Hall will be the left. Chalobah will continue at the right. It's going to be Badiashile Silva at the centre-backs. Kepa has a goalkeeper. I think Jorginho will return for this game with Mateo Kovacic at the left, Conor Gallagher at the right, and it's going to be Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz. We already have no natural wingers, and I will love to see Mudryk start this game. But let's be honest, that is not possible. I think Graham Potter will ease him in and he'll bring Mudryk as a substitute. I cannot see Mudryk start this game so early on. This is why Chelsea have no natural wingers. We only have Hakim Ziyech available, Sterling injured, Pulisic injured. So Chelsea have no natural wingers. And this is why Kai Havertz will play as a striker. Ziyech will play at the right. Mason Mount will again debut as at the left wing. And then Conor Gallagher will play through the midfield for the energy he brings and off the ball efforts he brings. And Conor Gallagher was absolutely stupendous against Crystal Palace. And then Mateo Kovacic will return in this game and hopefully he puts a good performance. I know this guy has a lot of ability. Mateo Kovacic on his day, he's still world class. But this season, Kovacic has been a total disaster and I hope he improves. So, and Sagnik by coming up, Cucurella should play on that day. Hall is not good enough as defensively. So, Cucu against Salah is a better option. First of all, thank you so much, Sagnik, to join. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on, brother. Brother, for me, why I do think Lewis Hall should play is because with Jorginho, Kovacic, Silva, Badiashile, Chalobah, we have to remember, Sagnik bhai, that Chalobah is a defensive right back. Chalobah does not provide a lot attackingly. So if on the left side as well, Sagnik bhai, we have Cucurella, I think we'll be defensively very, very solid, but attackingly we'll be very, very dull. This is why for me, Lewis Hall is needed in this game. And Depay is a big up to Gushan Bhai as well. And absolutely congrats Gushan Bhai on the signing of Depay. So Lewis Hall for me is better option for me, Sagnik Bhai, because with Chalobah at the right, you're already too defensive and you need a bit of width and Cucurella doesn't provide that. But brother, I do understand the point and I fully respect that. So for me, this is going to be the likely Chelsea 11, but I will love to see Mudryk start, but I cannot see that happen. But hopefully Chelsea are on a good position and in 60th minute Mudryk comes on and he goes against Trent and that is going to be epic, people. And coming on to looking at the importance of this game, people, just look at this damn table. It's a mid-table derby and just look at this table. Manchester United have 39 points from 19 games. Newcastle have 38 points from 19 games. You got Tottenham Hotspur with 19 games, 33 points. Fulham right now above us in the league with 20 matches, 31 points. Brighton have 18 matches, 30 points. And they have a game in hand over us. Brentford are above us with 19 matches, 29 points. Liverpool are above us. And Liverpool have played one game less than us. And the game is against us as well. So they have one more game over us. And then Aston Villa are just very much behind us. This game is very important. For Liverpool, it's about rebounding from that Brighton defeat. For Liverpool, it's about restoring the pride. And we know once Liverpool side finds their mojo, they can go on a 7-match, 8-match, 9-match winning streak. For Chelsea, it's about finally finding some momentum. We were on a torrid run, absolutely torrid run, like one win in 9 matches, but that was broken with the victory against Crystal Palace. In the last 10 matches, we have only beaten Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. And this match is very important for us. If we can find the victory at Anfield, we could have 2 wins in a row. Then we have got Fulham at Stamford Bridge, West Ham away, Southampton at Stamford Bridge, and suddenly 2 wins in a row, one more signing, Mudryk settling in, the camp is happy, and suddenly the place changes. This is why this is a very, very important match for both the teams. And private chats as well. And coming to, coming on to Sagnik Bhai within chat here. And yes, Cucu needs time to settle in. His previous season was tremendous. Fully agreed. And I think we need to have more patience with Cucurella. Is Chelsea playing dream team of FIFA? No, brother, no. And Battle of Mediocrity by absolute brother. And people do go and subscribe to his channel. That Liverpool guy, a great Liverpool channel, do subscribe to his channel. And it's going to be a mid-table derby. But I'm going with the prediction. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 2. I'm going positive and I think we can beat this Liverpool side. I won't be surprised we lose, but I am confident we can win this game. Why? I think tactically, midfield-wise, both teams are a bit of disaster. I think our midfield is just edging them, but it's an absolute disaster. Fabinho has not had a good season. Thiago is really running the midfield on his own and still not been the Thiago we saw at Brighton. Henderson has not had a good season. Harvey Elliott, I think he's a good talent, but right now he's not that much ready. And then in attack, Gakpo, Salah, Nunes. I think these 3 players don't work together. Gakpo, Salah, Nunes. And this is why attackingly for me, Liverpool are not as threatening. Midfield-wise, they're not really good. While Chelsea has well, Jorginho, Kovacic, Mount. That is not one of the best midfield in the world. And attackingly, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, and Mason Mount. all the players right now not firing attackingly. So it's Chelsea attackingly not a very good side. Liverpool attackingly are better than us. But even Mohamed Salah has not been his best this season. You've got Gakpo, who's just now come in. Nunes still has a lot of misses in him and is a young talent that needs time and adjustment. And this is why this is a mid-table derby. But I'm confident we're going to win this game. Why? I think the place is right now very positive with the new signing. I think we can bring Mudryk from the bench. If we can keep this score to like a draw in the end pass, we can bring Mudryk on, who can provide the X factor. And people, being very, very honest, I think why we'll win this game tactically is because I think we'll win the midfield battle. This is just my prediction. I think Chelsea will win the midfield battle. And because we will win the midfield battle, I think we'll edge Liverpool in this game. I'm going with Liverpool 1, Chelsea 2. And taking a bit of chat, I don't know about, but Amrabat could have been a better instead of Mudryk. I think we could have signed both. But at the moment, Gurushan Bhai, we needed Mudryk because Mudryk is a very young guy and Mudryk is a profile we have needed for a long time. I'll discuss a lot on Mudryk later in the video. So people stay tuned in. Do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. But Mudryk is a fantastic signing. I'm going with 2-1 Liverpool for obvious reasons. Fully agreed, brother. I think overall, being very, very honest, it's looking like a likely draw. It's looking like a likely draw. But right now, I think that Liverpool guy, Darshan Bhai, is being positive with his own team and I'm being positive with my own team. So we both are going 2-1. I'm going 2-1 Chelsea. He's going 2-1 Liverpool. Do subscribe to his channel, guys. Fantastic channel. And I predict 2-2. Absolutely agree, Gurushan Bhai. I think draw is looking like more likely right now. But I'm being a bit more positive being a Chelsea fan. This is why for me, I'm going with a 2-1 Chelsea win. And coming on to Mudryk now, this is a big topic to discuss. We have seen a whole lot of debates on Twitter. We have seen social media blowing up. Chelsea have overspent. Chelsea are ruining the market. Chelsea should be sanctioned. Chelsea are not running FFP nicely. Chelsea need to be fined. Chelsea are destroying football. This guy is not worth any money. This guy is not good, and all sort of stuff that are coming out. And see, I'm not criticizing anyone's opinion. At this channel, I do not go at people and criticize them. That's their life, that's their way, whatever they can think, that's their opinion. But for me right now, the way the Mudryk has got blamed, I think that is not right. And people have not been analyzing it properly. This guy for me could be very, very good for Chelsea. Now coming on why he could be good for Chelsea. See, we have lacked a threat from attack for a very, very long time. We used to have someone named Eden Michael Hazard. Now, I'm not comparing him to Mudryk, but what Eden Hazard used to bring to Chelsea is Eden Hazard himself was a player defenders used to be afraid on the pitch. Eden Hazard used to go on the players, he used to run, and he used to attract two defenders like a magnet. When Eden Hazard used to run with the ball on the pitch, there used to be two players at least magneted towards Eden Hazard, which used to free spaces for the midfielders, and midfielders could take massive advantage. The thing that Mudryk will bring to Chelsea is, being fully honest, the thing with Mudryk is that Mudryk is a very, very quick player. His pace is fantastic. The way he controls the ball, the de-acceleration, like when he slows down, is very, very good as well. And Mudryk dribbling is fantastic. He's a very, very good scary player. And the thing with Mudryk is, as much as I've seen, see, I'm not a tactical scout, I'm not a football analyst, but I'm a fan who can judge a talent. And with Mudryk, the thing is, he's a very quick guy. When Mudryk will run on the pitch, the defenders will be scared. When Mudryk will have the ball, you will really feel the magic that something would happen. When Mudryk will have the ball, if you're watching from, like I'm watching from overseas, you'll be up on the screen watching what's going to happen. And if you're in the stadium, you're watching Mudryk having the ball, you will be excited that what this guy can do with the ball. And this is why he's going to be a scary factor for defenders. And when he runs with the ball, two defenders will try to occupy him, which will ease the spaces for Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, Kai Havertz to Roman. And that could be a big, big advantage to Chelsea. See, honestly, right now, Chelsea's attack of Ziyech, Havertz, Mount is not threatening. Now, people will laugh at me. They'll really laugh at me. But even if Timo Werner was not good at Chelsea, what Timo Werner used to do, he used to stretch defenses. He used to stretch the defenders. Timo Werner used to make the runs, and two defenders used to mark him, and he used to free spaces up for Mount and Havertz. Right now, Havertz is not excessively quick, and Havertz for me is again a player that doesn't provide a threat. He's more like a number 10, which again, his passing is really, really caution. Mason Mount is not excessively quick. He's more like a number 8. Hakim Ziyech is a player who loves, like, he's more like a magician who wants to cut inside, have a shot, put the cross into the box, but he's not quick. And Chelsea's attack is very, very easy to handle. And Mudryk will bring that attack a bit of X factor, which we needed for a long time. and getting this young guy on an 8-year contract with 97k wages, and along with that 50-60 million fixed price, and then in add-ons which includes winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League. I think that's a very good deal, and I hope people understand that it's a good deal for Chelsea, and hopefully they don't use to bring the FFP things into this, ruining the market. Market has been ruined a long time ago, so please don't blame Chelsea for that. And big up to FC. For me, brother, my thoughts are that this is going to be a fantastic signing. He's an X factor in a team. He's going to bring the X factor into an attack, and I think this is a fantastic talent and a guy who will do very well at Chelsea. For me, I right now say this guy is going to be the next big thing at Chelsea. Other than that, it's people's opinion, and I respect that. So, people watching, it doesn't take much. Do hit on the like button. Please, people, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. And do participate in the live chat as well. Going on to the next Chelsea news. And coming on, Chelsea are paying Mudryk lower wages than Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Mudryk will be earning around 97,000, and that's a bit of, you can say, a bit of slap to the people in the social media. Chelsea have overpowered Arsenal with money. Chelsea have again taken a player with money. Like, see, he's still on 97k. Eddie and Nketiah earns more money than him. So, Arsenal fans, you have to understand that it's not like Chelsea overplaying. The player wanted to come here. You can respect that, and that's the way it goes. And I think overall, that's a good wages for me for a young talent. I think with Callum Hudson-Odoi, we did a big mistake giving him the wages at that time. At 97k, I think that's a very good wage, and this guy is going to be very good for us as well. And being at lower wages than Loftus-Cheek, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and even Kepa Arrizabalaga, I think that's a very good wages for Mudryk as well. And coming on to the next news for Chelsea, in August 2022, in a top secret discussion, Chelsea already asked about Mudryk. Behind the scenes, they were on him for a long time. Mudryk has to play a lot and win a lot of titles for Chelsea to trigger the add-ons. So, people, I've been telling you for a long time, this is just not, it's not like Todd Bowley is playing a FIFA here. Chelsea right now are working with Christopher Weibel. Chelsea right now are working with Paul Stanley, and Chelsea are being run in a more better manner than we've ever been. Chelsea right now are run with data scouting network. We are right now signing players we suit the manager, and we are signing players who are going to be the future at Chelsea. Caicedo, Chukwuemeka, you got Arsene Zakarian we're trying to sign, Mudryk, Madueke from PSV. Chelsea are trying to build the future, and I think we need to respect that. And overall, as you can see here, we were after Mudryk for some time, and again, as I will say, add-ons include winning a lot of titles. So if we win a lot of titles, then it's good for us as well. So even if you have to pay some money on add-ons, that is not the worst thing in the world. And this is by one of the most reliable transfer reporter in the world, in Fabrizio Romano. Coming on to Chelsea's add-ons agreed for Mykhailo Mudryk are around winning competition like the Premier League and Champions League. This is by one of the most reliable transfer reporter right now in the world, in David Ornstein. So people, coming on to this, we have to understand the Chelsea add-ons are agreed for Mykhailo Mudryk around winning the competition like Premier League and Champions League. And I think this is where we have to respect and we have to understand that this is a good deal by Chelsea. Like, it's very easy to say, it's very easy to criticize Chelsea, but again, this is a good deal done by Todd Bowley. Like, people love to say that Todd Bowley is being ruined in the market, Todd Bowley is being used, but right now I think this is a much better deal by Todd Bowley. And Chelsea agreed add-ons and including Premier League and Champions League. That's a good deal for Chelsea. That's a very good deal for Chelsea. And coming on to the next news, this is by The Athletic. Shakhtar CEO Sergei Palkin on why Mudryk joined Chelsea over Arsenal. I met Arsenal more times than Chelsea. Arsenal contracted Mudryk before us. The fee that Chelsea Football Club offered us was the same as Arsenal Football Club. Schedule of payment and bonuses were better. This is by Adam Crafton, and this is by the most reliable source, one of the most reliable source when it comes to transfer news in Athletic. And this is also by an interview, so it's not written. And people, being very honest, now people can understand why they've rejected Arsenal. It's very easy on social media to make stories up, to make this stuff up, to make that stuff up. See, what Shakhtar do with their money is their own business. That's nothing to do with Chelsea. Chelsea agreed a deal. We agreed a deal with Shakhtar. We agreed a deal with the player. And you can respect Chelsea, or you can keep crying on social media like rivals always want to do. Like here you can see Arsenal met Chelsea more times, but because Arsenal were trying to use Mudryk as a negotiator to get the deal done early, this is where the problem was. You go towards Arsenal and they contacted Mudryk before us. So missing out on target that you have been discussing with like for 1 year is an embarrassment for Arsenal. And see, the fee we offered was the same. It's just that Shakhtar thought that Chelsea's add-ons are more achievable. Like the reports are coming that Arsenal included winning the Ballon d'Or and that all stuff. So that might have been more unachievable than Chelsea winning a Premier League in their certain future. And schedule of payments and bonuses were better. So I think for Arsenal fans, I'll say I respect Arsenal a lot. You can respect Chelsea and we all can move on. But putting wrong allegations at Chelsea, saying, oh, Chelsea overpaid, like that's biggest excuse you can make. And that's not the right way to go about discussion on transfers. And coming on to the next news, that is regarding Jorginho. And Jorginho is likely to be allowed to leave Chelsea when his contract expires in the summer and could join Napoli or Barcelona. Talks over the new contract for Mason Mount and Edward Mendy have been put on hold until after the January window. Now coming on to this, people, and being very, very honest, see, Jorginho is likely for me to be allowed to leave Chelsea. Like this has been very, very clear for some time. Like N'Golo Kante is being discussed for a new contract, so one of the midfielders will have to leave. Do not be surprised even Mateo Kovacic goes, because the reports were coming that Kovacic wants a change in environment, but Jorginho is 100% going now. He only has 6 months left in his contract. There's no reports by any reliable Chelsea news reporter that Chelsea are extending Jorginho's contract. And for me, I'll always love Jorginho for the Champions League. I'll always admire him as a player, but I think it's better we part ways. I think for me, Jorginho is a good player for Serie A. He's a good player in the big matches in the Champions League. But sadly, Jorginho is not a player you can have in the Premier League. And he still has so much deficiencies that you have to play more formations. You have to play some players alongside him. Simply to say, I think Jorginho is a system player and you have to build a team around Jorginho. And Chelsea is not the same team. And this is why I think it's better for us. Jorginho goes somewhere and he's more respected. And Chelsea can bring in more like a natural DM and can play back four. For me, for Jorginho to work, we need to play back three. For me, for Jorginho to work, you need players like N'Golo Kante in the team. And when N'Golo Kante is really fit, we want to shift towards a back four formation. I think it's coming to an end. And I have nothing but respect for Jorginho. And I'll always respect him. And talks of a new contract for Mason Mount and Edward Mendy have been put on hold after January window. I think it's fully understood. Chelsea want to get the transfer window work done. And then they'll discuss on the contract. But I think on Edward Mendy's contract, I think, see, we need to be very, very honest. Chelsea are getting linked with David Raya. Kepa Arrizabalaga is right now Chelsea's number one. And even when Mendy was fit, Kepa Arrizabalaga was being preferred over him. So I think Edward Mendy is not very sure will Chelsea extend the contract or not. And Edward Mendy wants the wages same as Kepa Arrizabalaga. So I think Chelsea are not going to offer that much. While for Mason Mount, I think Mason will agree to a contract, but I think it will take some time. He'll try, the agents of Mason Mount will try their best to get the best wages for him, which is understandable. And Chelsea will try to get the best deal for them. And I think at some point, Mason will agree to a contract. But let's see what happens in that regards. Coming on to the next news, and that is regarding Chelsea are monitoring Tottenham interest in Brighton's Trossard. But today's news has come that Trossard is going to Arsenal. So I think there's no need for that. Trossard right now is going to Arsenal. And I think Trossard is going to be a very, very good player for Arsenal, being very, very honest. He's going to be a very, very good player for Arsenal. And now coming on to another news for Chelsea. Chelsea had a first bid of 30 million rejected for Madueke. Still in talks with his agent. Priority now the midfield. And see, for me right now, the reports are coming that Chelsea need to pay around 40 to 45 million to get a Madueke in. And I think that is not worth it. Like, I think at the moment, I think for a 35 million, I think I'll understand this deal. But I think PSV want 45 million. I think there is too much for a player that is very injury prone. So I think we are trying for new young players. Chelsea are trying to build for the future. But I'll say one thing. It's not like you can pile up all the youngsters in the world. You only need to have youngsters which you think are part of the football club. And I think we cannot pile it up. I think Madueke is more like a Christopher Weibel signing, more like a scouting signing. So I do understand it. But his injury record is very scary. And along with that, I think for a player that is so injury prone and so unproven, 45 to 50 million will be too much. 30 million around, I think, is very understandable. And coming on to the next news, Chelsea certainly haven't ruled out appointing a sporting director, but they also want to see how the current recruitment dynamic pans out. Michael Edward links won't go. This is by Ben Jacobs for Sai and Dan Talks CFC. So now these are very reliable source people, so do subscribe to them in Twitter. And coming on to Chelsea right now, you can see we already have Christopher Weibel and Paul Winstanley, but we still don't have a sporting director. We all know, as I discussed in the summer as well, that Michael Edwards is on a sabbatical. He's on a bit of break, and right now he only wants to come back in the summer. So nobody can rule it out. Michael Edwards is still in a shout to go to United. He's still in a shout to go to Chelsea. So do not be surprised when Michael Edwards comes in here, but it's still going to be a very long shot. But Michael Edwards, for the job he has done at Liverpool, I think Michael Edwards will be a fantastic addition. He will be a fantastic addition. Right now, for me, we did not go for Edwards because Edward wanted to take a sabbatical and Chelsea wanted to plan early. So this is why we quickly got with Stanley, we got Christopher Weibel, and now if we get Michael Edwards in the team, I think Chelsea are in for a great, great future. So I think there's still a chance for us to get Michael Edwards, but we'll only know about this in the summer because right now Michael Edwards in a sabbatical. But I think overall, if we can really get him, I think he could be a very, very good addition to already our good recruitment team we've got right now. And coming on to Thomas Tuchel, and Thomas Tuchel is interested in Tottenham's job if Antonio Conte leaves, despite Chelsea affection. See, first of all, people, it's not a surprise. Every manager in the world, when he gets the best job, he wants to go there. So I have no anger on in that. I think this will really hurt. Like, I don't want to see him at Tottenham. I don't want Tottenham to win a trophy. And I think Thomas Tuchel is one of the best managers in the world and get them a trophy. And Thomas Tuchel, for me, can do very well with the side. So I think it will really hurt me. But again, every person has to do what they have for their livelihood. And if Thomas Tuchel wanted, I'd respect it. And I think for Tottenham, he's going to be a better manager than Antonio Conte because Tuchel is more adjustable and I think he can do a much better job than Antonio Conte at Tottenham Hotspur. People watching it doesn't take much. Do hit on the like button and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And coming to the next news, this is by Chelsea transfer. And coming on to the next news now and looking at it, according to La Repubblica, Chelsea have made a fresh offer for Denzel Dumfries. Inter Milan are asking between 48.3 million and 52.7 million, but Chelsea are only prepared to pay around 30.7 million. Now, I'm liking this strategy for Chelsea. I think we should not overpay. I think Dumfries for me is again a player who won't want to be a backup. Dumfries is a player I think who I will love in this team. I think Dumfries is a good profile to have as a James backup. But I think Dumfries won't come here to be a backup. I think 50 million for a backup is foolish money when you can sign Kyle Walker-Peters for 18 million. You can bring Tariq Lamptey. You can even promote someone from the academy. So I think there's no benefit of paying 50-55 million. But if we can get him for 27-28 million, provide a bit of competition to Reece James, then it's not the worst deal in the world. Dumfries is attackingly very, very good. He's physically good. He adjusts well in the Premier League as well. And attackingly, what he offers us, I think Dumfries could be a very good player for us. But I think he will never be able to play over Reece James. And I think once Reece James come back, there's no use for Dumfries in the team. And this is why 50 million for a backup is foolish money. But 25-30 million for a quality player who can compete with Reece James, I think that is a much understandable deal. So this is by Chelsea transfer. And I think this is not going to happen in January. Inter also cannot let him go. And I think this will only happen in the summer if it really happens and if there's a chance to happen. Coming on to the next news. And really sorry, people. And now, Mudryk arrival isn't the end of Chelsea's business. They are still exploring Moses Caicedo, Thuram, Noni Madueke. The one to watch in the midfield is Brighton's Moses Caicedo. There's a real feeling within the industry that Chelsea will move. Now, we all know that Chelsea have tried to target a right wing back backup. We have tried to sign a midfielder. We already have got two attackers into the team. So we still are trying to sign a midfielder. We still are trying to sign a right wing back backup. Now, will these two players be signed by the end of January? Is a question that again remains a question. But Chelsea are trying to sign a wing back backup and Chelsea are trying to sign a midfielder. I think for me, people, Caicedo is very difficult in this window. He's going to cost 75-80 million. And I don't think that's going to happen. Marcus Thuram is very, very much possible. But if Marcus Thuram is coming, then you have to get rid of Aubameyang as well, who is on high wages here as well. So I cannot see that happen as well. And Madueke is a good chance. He's a youngster. He has a lot of progress to make. But Madueke is a very, very injury-prone player. So that is the thing we have to be aware. And PSV are asking for 45 million for a youngster with a bad injury record. So I think Chelsea should not be paying that amount of money. So this is why for me, I can only see one sign being made. I think whether it's Caicedo, whether it's a right wing back backup, I think I'll only see Chelsea make one more signing. And I won't be surprised if it's Kyle Walker-Peters or a right wing back backup or a Juranovic. I cannot see a sign a midfielder in this window. And coming on to the next news now. And Newcastle are looking at moves for Conor Gallagher, Loftus-Cheek, and Hakim Ziyech. Potter will be reluctant to lose Gallagher and Loftus-Cheek due to injury problems, but Ziyech will be allowed to leave. For me right now, see, I think the source is reliable but I think that is going to be idiotic because Ziyech is playing his best football right now at Chelsea, and Hakim Ziyech is still an X factor sometimes you need in a team. He can put some great crosses in, he can put some great corners in. He's still one of the most best creators in a team, and I think letting Hakim Ziyech go could be a disaster. I think whereas letting Loftus-Cheek go on loan won't be the worst. Like we already have Mason Mount, Zakaria will be back in February. I think Kovacic is there, Jorginho is there. Loftus-Cheek is already not a starter. So I think letting Loftus-Cheek go on loan won't be the worst thing. And Conor Gallagher, being very, very honest for Conor Gallagher has to stay. He's important for us with the injury crisis we have. And I still think there's a good player in Conor Gallagher. So I think it's better for us to keep Conor Gallagher. I know Conor Gallagher gets a lot of criticism, but see, he's adjusting to a new team. It takes time, but I do think this guy has talent. And I don't know whether he has got talent to succeed at Chelsea, but for me, he at least has to be given a season to prove himself. And Hakim Ziyech for me has to also stay. And I do think Hakim Ziyech will stay at Chelsea. And now, coming on to the news from Moses Caicedo, there's talk of a 70 million price tag for Moses Caicedo. This is by The Athletic, who are one of the most reliable news reporters in the world. And I've been telling you people for a very, very long time that Chelsea are trying for a 70 million, Brighton are trying for a 70 million price. But let's see, will Chelsea want to pay or not? Now, Chelsea will try for a 65 million offer, but I think 75 to 80 million is too much. Like, you can literally get some other midfielder for that. I think Caicedo is a very, very good midfielder. I'm being very, very honest. But if you get Caicedo for 80 million, there's no chance of getting an Enzo. And I think 80 million is too much for Caicedo. I really like him as a player. I think he could work in a team. I think Graham Potter wants him. But I think 80 million is just too much when you can find more profiles of a midfielder. This season, top 4 is already unachievable. So why not wait for the summer, scout some more midfielders and go for them as well? I think there is a better option for the price we are paying. But at around 55 to 60 million, I think that's where the deal will be more acceptable, in my humble opinion. And Chelsea have now tested the waters with 65 million for Caicedo, but Brighton wants 75 million plus for him. Like, people, this is crazy money. This is crazy money Brighton want. We all know how good negotiators Brighton are, how good run club they are. So they're not going to really fold here. But I think, people, being very, very honest, 75 million plus for him is going to be disastrous. That is going to be such a big price. I know that is not my money. That is the money of the club. That is the money of Todd Bowley. But I think 75 million plus is going to be too much. We should not be going for that amount. I think around 50-60 million is much more than enough. But more than that is going to be a disaster. Caicedo overall is a very, very good player. And the midfield right now for Chelsea is in major need of revamp. But, people, being very honest here, I think top 4 is looking very tough for us this season. Champions League is the only hope we have got. So why pay so much money for Caicedo right now in January when we can buy the time in the summer, look for more targets, look for more scouting, and that's where we get the player. We are after Enzo, who is a different profile to Caicedo. There's Declan Rice. There's so many midfielders around the world. I think we need to calm our time here. I think Caicedo for 80-85 million is too much. Like, that is going to be crazy, crazy money. And I think Caicedo is a very good player, but he's not worth 85 million. This is why, for me, this is going to be a crazy amount. And I hope Chelsea don't do this. I'm being very, very honest. I hope Chelsea don't do this mistake. And coming on to the next news, Potter and Chelsea have big plans for Levy Colwill. He's in line and, sorry, out of the box, need Sarabia, McAllister, Amrabat for Lady. Big up to Goshen Bhai as well. And coming to Chelsea, Potter and Chelsea have big plans for Levy Colwill. He's in line for a new contract at Chelsea, head of returning for the next season's squad. Levy Colwill was in attendance against Crystal Palace. He was there with Mudryk. He was there with Felix. And Levy Colwill in the summer was trying to get a permanent move. Brighton wanted permanent move. But Todd Bowley was adamant to not let him go permanent. And well done, Todd Bowley. He's a very, very talented kid. Left-footed centre-back. And is doing a fantastic job at Brighton. He's keeping Adam Webster out of the team. Having a great partnership with Lewis Dunk. And right now, Levy Colwill is a very, very good future for Chelsea. And in the future, I see Levy Colwill and Badia Shele fighting for one position, and Fofana and Chaloba fighting for the next centre-back position, with Reece James at the right, Chilwell at the left, and that is what Chelsea are trying to build. And Levy Colwill is a fantastic player, and he was signed at Brighton on Potter's instruction, so Potter does want him, and I think Levy Colwill has a great, great future at Chelsea. He's a very, very talented kid, and I hope we don't ruin him We need him next season. And well done to Todd Bowley. And I think he will be in the next season score with Fofana, with Chalobah, and Badia Shele being as a four centre backs with Koulibaly and if Thiago Silva extended his contract. Now coming on, sorry, really sorry, people. And Levy Colville is attracting interest from giant clubs like Manchester City and Bayern Munich. Chelsea is trying to extend the contract talks are informal at the moment. Louis' contract expires at 2025 and Chelsea want another 4 years added. I think we are going in a very, very good planning as well. I think we want to tie players to 5 or 6 year contract, and that is very good. Levy Colville still has 2 years left on his contract, but I do understand Chelsea are a bit afraid of the risk that he may run it down. So I think Chelsea will offer him first team chances, and I think Colville will agree. But when you've got teams like Manchester City and Bayern Munich interested in you, we all should know that the players have a lot of talent. Levy Colville is already proving himself at Brighton, and this guy is a fantastic, fantastic talent. And this is why I'm very excited next season. Colville, Fofana, Chalobah, Badia Shele. I think that is very good for young centre backs Chelsea have for the future. And I think the future right now under Todd Bowley is really, really exciting. Coming on to the next news, this is now Graham Potter confirmed that Dennis Zakaria will be out for at least a month. It's a disappointing news, but I think overall right now we are really struggling in midfield, and that's the worst news we could have had. So that's very disappointing. Zakaria was playing very well for us. Like Zakaria was one of our better players for the last 2-3 weeks, and this is a very, very sad news. But I hope he comes back quick because Chelsea right now in midfield are suffering. We only have Jorginho left, we only have Kovacic left, no Kante, no Zakaria, and that is an absolute disaster. And Mount to Atletico Madrid. I think Mount is a fantastic player, brother, and I want to keep it in Chelsea. And people watching, it doesn't take much. Do hit on the like button and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It will mean a lot to me, people. And coming to the next news, Chelsea have been placed 8th in the world's richest club by revenue list. Manchester City top it. Now, people, whatever people can say, I think that is a bit concerned, but that has a lot to do with, see, our stadium, for me, I love Stamford Bridge, and I don't want another stadium. I love Stamford Bridge, but at least we can increase the size because right now we have the lowest quantity of spectators in terms of the stadium quantity in comparison to Liverpool, who can hold around 55,000-60,000 people. Manchester City Stadium, which can hold around 55,000 to 60,000 people. Arsenal Stadium, which can hold around 62,000 people in the stadium. Tottenham Stadium, which can hold around 62,000 people in the stadium. Old Trafford, which has a spectator quantity of around 75,000, and Chelsea only has spectator quantity of around 41,000 and a half. So that is very, very less. And that's one side where we have very revenue shortened. Second side is again we don't have that big history like United or Liverpool. So still we don't earn revenue in that regards. We are still one of the most popular club in the world, but not in the way Manchester United, Liverpool are, or Barca or Real Madrid. And number third is still we are not a proper self-sustaining club, and we need to slowly become a self-sustaining club. And signing these youngsters mixed with some experience, slowly Todd Bowley increasing the quantity of the stadium, and whatever Todd Bowley thinks, I think in 10 years' time, Chelsea will be at least top 4 in this list. But right now, I think we have to understand that we earn very, very less revenue, and some things have to be done to improve this. Because if we want to become the pinnacle of football, we have to at least be top 5 in this list. And Manchester City show everyone why they're the top club. They win the most trophies. They have, right now, you can say, they're one of the most attractive club in the world. And they have stadium quantity, which is much larger, so they earn more revenue. And this is why they're right now one of the best run club in the world, with the players they're signing, the scouting, and overall the way they ran. And coming on to the next news, talks over a new deal for Edward Mendy are not due to restart until April or May. Chelsea are targeting a new long-term goalkeeper number 1 and are ready to offload either Mendy or Kepa amid interest in Brentford's David Raya. This is by a very, very reliable Nizar Kinsella, a Chelsea reporter, and a very reliable reporter, people. And see, I've been telling you for a long time, Chelsea want a goalkeeper who is more like a sweeper keeper, and Chelsea have been trying for a goalkeeper for a long time. This is why, sadly, I do not see Edward Mendy extend a contract here, and I see Chelsea slowly in the future moving with Kepa Salonina, and then going on with another goalkeeper in the future, and then slowly replacing Kepa as well. So right now, I do not see Mendy extend this contract. I love Mendy, but sadly, because he doesn't have the sweeping skill, The current managers in today's time want a keeper that can sweep the ball well, and this is why Kepa has more of a chance starting for Chelsea, even if his crossing claiming is not really good. And I love Kepa. And overall, see, we all Chelsea fans from our heart know that we do need an upgrade in goalkeeper. Kepa is good, Mendy is good, but no one is at the top level. David Raya, again, I think he's a good young goalkeeper, but he has more of a ceiling in the future as compared to Mendy or a Kepa, and that could be a good signing. But again, he's a player who has not played as high level as Chelsea, so as fans, we need to be calm to give him time. And now, recapping the video today, people, it doesn't take much. Please hit on the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It will mean a lot to me, people. And Chelsea today, Liverpool, we previewed the match against Liverpool. We talked on a lot of transfer news and a lot more stuff, people. So it doesn't take much. Please hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel. And let's recap what we discussed today. And starting off with the match against Liverpool, man. That is a massive match. Looking at the last game week results and quickly recapping it. Looking at the last game week result, people. Last game week, we defeated Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge, but Liverpool lost to Brighton away. That could have been Brighton 5, Liverpool nil. That could have been Brighton 6, Liverpool nil. And Liverpool right now are in an absolutely crisis mode. While Chelsea, we have not been really good this season, but we got a much needed relief with the victory against Palace and hopefully beat Liverpool. And then in the future, we can build in a form because after Liverpool, we have Fulham at Stamford Bridge, West Ham away, Southampton home. And if we win this match, we have 2 wins in a row. And you never know, 4-5 wins in a row. Mudryk being signed, another player being signed, Felix there, and the positivity in the camp can increase, and we could really end the season well. And we all know when Chelsea find the momentum, when the camp is happy, we are always going to achieve big. And big up to Warner Buzz as well. Thank you so much, brother, to join. And I hope you're good. Same for you, brother, as well. I hope you're good. And thank you so much, brother, to join the chat. And now, injury news for Liverpool. Liverpool have no Diego Jota, no Luis Diaz. They have no Virgil van Dijk. Arthur is not available, who has been a disaster of a loan spell, and no Roberto Firmino. For me, I think Liverpool are missing Diaz, Jota, and Firmino a lot. Virgil van Dijk has not really played well, even if I really admire him. He has not played well. You go towards Jota and Diaz. Diaz is a natural winger, so we need to have a bit of understanding in that regard as well. And I hear that Arsenal are interested in Mustafi. Boli should sign. No, bro, please, Baga, brother. First of all, bigger Baga, brother, and please, brother, like, that would be end of me. But I think Baga, brother, congrats to you as well. Like Arsenal signing Trossard. And I think Trossard is going to be a fantastic signing. So big congrats to you, brother. And wishing the best for you as well. And Diego Jota for me is a massive miss. Like Nunes has been under massive pressure this season. Like Darwin Nunes is facing massive criticism. And that is because Darwin Nunes was not supposed to play so many games. It had to be Jota, Diaz, Salah. But sadly, they have been injured. And Liverpool right now have no natural wingers because, let's be brutally honest, for Liverpool right now, being very honest, they have no natural wingers right now. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is not a winger, and they're missing Luis Diaz a lot. Firmino is, I think, you can say, an absolute magnet in the Liverpool team. Under Firmino, Salah plays well. Under Firmino, their attack plays well. And I think Firmino is a massive miss for them. And prediction, for me, brother, I think Chelsea will win this game. But I think overall, my heart says Chelsea is going to win. My brain says it's going to be a draw. Because right now, both sides are really not playing well. And both the sides are really suffering out of form. Midfields for both sides are a disaster. And as we'll later discuss in the video, the lineups, as you can see, both sides have massive deficiencies. And now see Chelsea's list. This is a massive list of injury news. Like, just see this. Just see the crisis we are having right now. This is why I say to the people, we need to have more patience with Graham Potter. He does not even have full starting lineup. Now, I'm not making excuse for the season. Where we are 10th in the league is unacceptable. But I think we need to be a bit more calm with Graham Potter and give him time to get team playing in his fashion. We have no Wesley Fofana, our proper centre-back. We have no N'Golo Kante, who is very important for the team. But again, for N'Golo Kante, we have known this for a long time, that he cannot play more than 4 or 5 games a season. So that is on the scouting department. That is on the board, that they should have signed a Kante replacement. We go towards Raheem Sterling. He's out for at least a month. Denis Zakaria is out for a month. Christian Pulisic right now, he might be leaving Chelsea in the summer and he's out for 2 months as well. So sadly, Pulisic might not even play for Chelsea again. It's very sad. There's a good talent in Pulisic, but with Chelsea signing Mudryk, we already have so many young players. I think Pulisic also wants to start more games. I think in the summer, sadly, we can see Pulisic leave Chelsea. Ben Chilwell, for me, one of my favorite players at Chelsea, but Reece James is out. And I think Ben Chilwell doesn't get respect he deserves. But when Ben Chilwell plays, I think he's a very important player for us. And Reece James and Ben Chilwell are one of our players in the team who are better attackingly, can score goals, and without them, we are very different side. You go towards Edward Mendy, he's out, but he was not a starter as well, but I wish him the best. Armando Broja suffered a massive, very, very bad injury news, and nothing but I have hopes for him and wishing the best recovery for him. Really, really disappointed for him. And Joao Felix is suspended, which is his own idiotic mistake against Fulham. So this is the injury news for Chelsea, and we are under massive crisis as well. And this is why this is going to be a very difficult game to predict. Quickly looking at the head-to-head record, I think Liverpool have won more games against Chelsea, while Chelsea also win good enough games against Liverpool. But this is always a fixture where Liverpool always has the upper hand. But let's see if Chelsea can change that. Now coming to more important part to look at, that is last 5 matches at Anfield. Like Anfield is a ground where Chelsea get a lot of draws, but we do not get a lot of wins. It's still a stadium we do not like to visit, and in the last 5 years we have shown that. Last year, I think that was more like a victory because I think we were 10 men. The score was 1 minute half time. That was a fully fit Liverpool team. That was a fully fit Chelsea team. And I think Chelsea showed a great, great spirit. We fought hard. The players put a lot of character for the shirt. And this is why, for me, that was a victory last season because the players fought for the shirt. And with 10 men, we reduced Liverpool to very rare chances. And I think that was a spirited performance by the side. Before that season under Thomas Tuchel, Liverpool were not going in a good form at that time. And I think we piled on their misery by beating them with Mason Mount goal. And I think that match acted as a catalyst for the players to even improve more and then go on to win the Champions League because winning at Anfield is very rare. And Mason Mount scored a fantastic goal. Going towards 1920 season under Frank Lampard, we lost to them at Anfield 5-3. And that was a match of Liverpool destroying Chelsea and Christian Pulisic being one-man army. Christian Pulisic put in an absolutely amazing performance that day. But Liverpool that day beat us 5-3. They won the Premier League. And they won the Premier League with 99 points. 18-19 season, they beat us 2-0 when we were under Mauricio Sarri. Mohamed Salah scored a 40-yarder. And then before the season, under Antonio Conte, we both teams drew 1-1. Salah scored the goal, and Chelsea's goal was scored by Willian. Last 5 matches, only 1 win for Chelsea, but only 2 wins for Liverpool and 2 draws. So this is a fixture we do not win, but we at least get a lot of draws in this fixture as well. And people watching, it doesn't take much. Do hit on the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot to me. And coming on to the next part now. And this is the likely Liverpool 11 I think will play in this game. I think they'll go back to the formation they used to play before the World Cup because attackingly they were playing well under this formation. And I don't know why Jurgen Klopp changed it, but I think this is the best formation Liverpool can play right now. I think Robertson, Alisson, Arnold will be the full backs. Konate Matip is a good player. Alisson, the goalkeeper, who has had a magnificent season. Fabinho, Thiago Halliet in a diamond formation, but Halliet will have a more freedom in the attacking department. Then Gakpo, who will play more like a false 9, and that is a better position for him. And Nunes playing a bit through the left, Salah playing a bit through the right from his natural position. And I think this is the Liverpool lineup we'll see in this match. Coming to likely Chelsea 11, I think we'll again go back with a 4 at the back. I think it's going to be a 4-3-3 formation with Kepa Arrizabalaga as a goalkeeper, Trevor Chalobah continuing at the right, Luis Hall playing at the left because when Trevor plays at the right, Chelsea are a bit more defensive when it comes to the fullback area. So Luis Hall provides us a bit of attacking threat. We all know Luis Hall is naturally a midfielder, but so far the young guy has been such a positive for us this season, and he has played so well. And see, I have a lot of patience. I have a lot of patience with Marco Kurela, but right now attackingly he doesn't offer us much. And right now it's better for Marco Kurela to be rested, to develop more, and we play Luis Hall. And especially with Trevor Chalobah, I think attackingly we have very shortened fullbacks. So Luis Hall is a better option. With Badia Shele and Thiago Silva being the centre-back pairing. Then Jorginho, Mate Kovacic and Conor Gallagher being the midfield. And Mason Mount linking up with Kovacic at the left. And Conor Gallagher linking up with Hakim Ziyech at the right. And Kai Havertz playing as a striker here because we have no other option. I will love to see Mudryk start. I will love to see Mason Mount go in the midfield and Mudryk play instead of Conor Gallagher. But I do not see Mudryk start a game so early. And this is why I think this is the best lineup Chelsea can play. And right now we have no natural wingers. And this is why I think this is the best possible lineup Chelsea can play in this game. And going on towards the next one. And that is looking at this table. And you can see from this table how important it is for both the sides to win this game. Draw helps no one. I think it is important for both the sides to win this game and slowly climb up the table. And forgetting about the table, It's important to build some needed momentum, and this is why this game is important. And I'm going with, being a Chelsea fan, I'm positive. I'm going with Liverpool 1, Chelsea 2. But being fully honest right now, it's looking like a likely draw because both sides are not in a good form. Because Liverpool are not a really good side in midfield. They're really struggling. And attackingly, I think Chelsea's Thiago Silva, Badia Shele, they can handle Gakpo, Salah, Nunes, and not having Firmino for this game, not having Luis Diaz for this game, I think that really decreases Liverpool threat. But Chelsea are also a team who really scores. Our midfield is also not like the world best. And this is why I think overall this is a mid-table derby. But I think we'll edge this match, in my humble opinion. And going on to Mudryk, and there's a lot of criticism around him, but I think he's going to be a fantastic signing for us. He is going to be a very, very good signing for us, Mudryk. Being very, very honest with you all, I think, see, we have needed a profile for a long time. Now, we cannot expect immediate result. He's not going to come in and immediately score goal for us, but he's a long-term profile we have needed for a long time. He's a very, very good young player. He has an explosive pace. He has an explosive dribbling that will attract defenders to him and leave space in behind for Mount, Havertz to capitalize. See, I'm not comparing him to Eden Hazard. I'm not an absolute idiot. But I will say one thing. This guy has a talent to be Chelsea's Eden Hazard. This guy has a pace to be Chelsea's Eden Hazard. And this guy can provide as a threat in the left side where defenders are more afraid of him. The managers want to mark him out of the game and then leave space for other players to target. Right now, with the Ziyech, Havertz, Mount front three, we're not the threatening attackingly. We're not the threatening pace-wise. So I think we have needed this type of profile for a long, long time. Coming to another news of Mudryk, and he's on a 97k, and has news reporter have been telling, people have been making rumors about 150k, 200k. He's on 97k, and I hope that puts the bad rumors to the rest. Coming on to the next news, and in August 2022, in a top secret discussion, Chelsea already asked about Mudryk behind the scenes. They were on him for a long time. Mudryk has to play a lot and win a lot of titles for Chelsea to trigger add-ons. As I've been saying for a long time, that Chelsea have only paid fixed money for 60 million and the rest are add-ons. And I hope people understand that, have more patience for that in that regards. And overall, see, looking at this deal, I think he's going to be a very good player for Chelsea. And I think he can do a very, very good job for us in the future as well. And Chelsea's add-ons agreed for Mudryk are around winning competition like the Premier League and Champions League. And this is why I think overall add-ons are very achievable in the future. And I think it's a good deal by Todd Bowley as well. And this is by a very reliable reporter in David Ornstein. And exclusive, Shakhtar CEO Sergi Pelkain on why Mudryk joined Chelsea over Arsenal has been telling people, and on the Twitter, every journalist has been telling that Chelsea and Arsenal offer the same money. The difference was, it was not even wages. The difference was more like the Chelsea's add-ons and the structure was much better. The schedule of payments and bonuses were much better. And Arsenal tried to use Mudryk to get the price more lower, while Chelsea contacted Shakhtar straight away. And this is why a deal was agreed. I hope this put the rumors to the rest. I think Arsenal are a fantastic team challenging for the title. I wish them best of luck. They've already signed Trossard, so well done to them. But Mudryk is a Chelsea player, and I hope the hatred towards Mudryk really is put to the bed now. And coming to the next news now, Jorginho is likely to be allowed to leave when his contract expires in the summer and could join Napoli or Barcelona. Talks over new contract for Mason Mount and Edward Mendy have been put on hold until after the January transfer window. Now, with Edward Mendy, I think it's very clear he's not going to extend his contract. He wants the same wages as Kepa. Chelsea are trying to sign the Brentford goalkeeper David Raya. Chelsea want a goalkeeper that can sweep with the ball. So I don't think Mendy will extend his contract. So this is why I think Mendy is most likely leaving the club, sadly. While Mason Mount, I think Chelsea will take their time to extend his contract. And Chelsea are monitoring Tottenham's and Trossard, but it's over. Arsenal have already signed Trossard, so well done to them. And Chelsea had a first bid of 30 million rejected from Madueke, still in talks with his agent. Priority now for Chelsea is the midfield. This is by Fabrizio Romano at the podcast. Here we go. See, we all have been known for a long time that Chelsea had tried to sign wingers because Pulisic and Sterling have got injured. Chelsea are trying to sign a right wing back backup. We're trying to sign a midfielder and we're trying to sign a striker. But because so many are not possible, I think we're going to try for a midfielder and try for a right wing back backup. And that's it. Madueke is a very good young talent. And I think 30 million price is acceptable for him. But people, his injury record is absolutely atrocious. His injury record is very, very bad, people. It is very, very bad. And PSV want around 45 to 50 million. and that will be idiotic by Chelsea. Signing a player who is injury prone in his career for 50 million for an unproven young player is idiotic, but 30, 35 million for me is very understandable. But this is more like targets of Christopher Weibel, Paul Stanley in terms of the scouting network that Chelsea have got. Coming on to the next one now as well, and looking at this news, Chelsea certainly haven't ruled out appointing a sporting director, but they also want to see how dynamic recruitment dynamic plans out. The Michael Edward links won't go. People, I've been telling you for a very, very long time in the summer as well that Chelsea are trying for a sporting director, and being very, very honest with you all, I think we can really sign him. But right now, he's on a sabbatical. Michael Edwards won't come in January, and this is why Chelsea quickly signed the recruitment staff from Brighton. We brought in Weibel, we brought in Stanley because Chelsea want to move earlier. But being very, very honest with you all, the links with Michael Edwards won't go away, and he's going to be a fantastic addition. He's going to be a fantastic addition to the Chelsea team. He is a big person responsible to where Liverpool are right now. I'm being very honest with you. He's a big person responsible to where they are. He's a very, very good sporting director. He knows how to get the best deal done. He's very, very good when it comes to negotiations. He's very good in scouting players. Like, people know that Jurgen Klopp, he wanted Mario Götze. He wanted your more like a Julian Brandt. But he brought Mohamed Salah, and see how it turned out. What a fantastic signing it turned out. So this is why I have a lot of understanding that why Chelsea are trying for him. He's a fantastic, fantastic sporting director in the world. One of the most highly regarded sporting director in the world, and deserves his respect as well. And this is why for me, this could be a very, very good addition by Chelsea. An addition I think I can really get behind. I think this will be a fantastic addition by Chelsea. An addition I think we should be really behind. And an addition that can do very, very well for Chelsea. So I hope we sign Michael Edwards. I think he's a very, very good sporting director. He can sign Chelsea some players. I think right now, people, we are lacking in negotiation department. And negotiation department for me is very, very weak right now. Being very, very honest with you. Our negotiation department right now is weak because Todd Bowley has to do a lot of things himself. Weibel is more like your recruitment director. And this is why we need somebody like Michael Edwards who knows how to rule these deals out. So I think he could be a fantastic addition. But more news regarding this will only come in the summer when his sabbatical is over. Now, going on to the next news, and Thomas Tuchel is interested to become in Tottenham job if Antonio Conte leaves despite Chelsea affection. And being very honest, people, I think he'll do a good job at Tottenham, and I hope this doesn't happen. But I'll have nothing but respect for him, and thank you for it at Chelsea, and always love him and respect him. And I think he could do a very good job for Tottenham. He's a better manager for me than Antonio Conte. He's flexible in formations, and he can do a very good job for them. But I hope that doesn't happen, people. I really hope that doesn't happen. And going to the next news, and this is according to just taking a bit one. I think that has been repeated. I'm very, very sorry for this. According to La Repubblica, Chelsea have made a fresh approach for Denzel Dumfries. Inter Milan are asking between 48.3 million to 52.7 million, but Chelsea are only prepared to pay around 30.7 million. For me, as I have said earlier in the video as well, and I've always said in my video, Dumfries is a very good player who is, I think he won't come for Chelsea to be a backup. He will be a proper competitor with Reece James. And I think this is a good deal if you can get it for 30 million. Dumfries is a very, very good attacking right wing back. He's a very, very good player at that attacking duties. He's good in set pieces. He's good physically. He can score a lot of goals. He provides a lot of threat and can be a good person to have along with Reece James to fight for places. But paying 50-55 million for backup is not for me. And that's where I think this deal is a no. And coming on to the next news, and Mudryk arrival is in the end of Chelsea's business. They are still exploring Moses Caicedo, Thuram, Noni Madueke. The one to watch in midfield is Brighton's Moses Caicedo. There's a real feeling within the industry that Chelsea will move, and I'm very confident Chelsea are going to sign at least one more player in this summer, and that most probably will be a midfielder. But I think we do need a right wing backup very quickly. But again, I don't want Chelsea to rush into it and sign someone we regret in the future, and that's what I don't want. And Newcastle are looking at moves for Conor Gallagher, Loftus-Cheek, Hakim Ziyech. Potter will be reluctant to lose Conor Gallagher and Loftus-Cheek due to injury problems, but Hakim Ziyech will be allowed to leave. For me, at the moment, I think this is a reliable source, but that would be disastrous. Hakim Ziyech is only natural winger now left in the club, and he's a proper game changer. And Loftus-Cheek, I love Loftus-Cheek, but with so many young players coming up, and right now Chelsea's midfield fully stacked with Conor Gallagher, Mount, Jorginho, Kovacic, I think it won't be the worst deal in the world to let Loftus-Cheek go on loan. And Conor Gallagher, I still think people might like him, not like him. I still think there's a lot of talent, and we need to give him time before we judge him. So I think I will not let Conor Gallagher and Hakim Ziyech go. With Loftus Cheek, he's a player I've always loved, but right now I think he's with so many options. I think he's the best one in this list to let go. And coming on to the next one, and there's talk of 70 million price tag for Moses Caicedo. This is by the Athletic. Now, people being fully honest, I think for 50, 60 million, this is a good deal. But above that, I think that will be ridiculous money. Again, it's not my money, but I think Moses Caicedo is a fantastic player. But 70, 75 million, I think is too much for him when there are better options in the market. And now another news, Chelsea have tested the water with Brighton with 65, but Brighton won 75 million plus. Brighton want around 80 million, and people, that is crazy, crazy money. That is crazy money. And I think Chelsea, I hope Chelsea don't fall into the Brighton trap. That is crazy money. And when there are so many options around the world, you've got such big scouting network. I think paying around 70, 75 million for Caicedo is too much. He's a very good player. He can be a future for Chelsea midfield when Jorginho, most likely Kante, Kovacic are leaving. But overall, see, let's be honest. We wanted to sign Rice. We want to sign Enzo. And I think Enzo is still a better fit for us than Caicedo. And Rice, for me, is a better fit than Caicedo. But I do know that Enzo and Rice are going to cost a lot of money. But Caicedo also for 80 million is for me too much. And you can scout some other midfielder in the world who's going to cost less and could do a good job for you. But around 55 to 60 million, I think this is a good deal. This is why for me it's better for Chelsea to not sign Caicedo this summer, not sign Enzo this summer until they want him and they don't want competitors to come. It's better wait for the summer. Let's see how the season goes and then we decide. I think that's the best way for us to go, because I think Enzo for 120 million is a massive money when you're paid 50 million, 60 million right now for Mudryk. Caicedo for 80 million is too much. And this is why for me it's better for Chelsea to bide their time, scout more players, and in the summer we see where we finished, we see how we go, and then we sign a player. And Potter and Chelsea have big plans for Levi Colwill, and he's a very, very talented centre back. He's having a very good time at Brighton. A player I always rate highly, and a player I think who's a youngster right now, but can be a good future for Chelsea. And the future right now for Chelsea as centre backs looks very secure with Colwill, Fofana, Badiashile, and Chaloba. That is a very, very secure squad. And he was in the stands with Mudryk, Felix on the other day. And this is why it is very clear that Chelsea want to tie him to a long-term contract. And Levi Colwill is attracting interest from Manchester City, Bayern Munich. Chelsea trying to extend the contract. Talks are informal at the moment. Louis' contract expires in 2025. Chelsea want another 4 added. And this is understandable. He's a fantastic player. And I think overall, is Chelsea have to do everything to get him signed a contract. And next season, we have to play him more. And we cannot send him on another load, let alone let him go. He's a very, very good young talent. And Graham Potter confirmed that Denis Zakaria will be out for a month, and that's a massive blow. That is a massive, massive blow. We already are very light in the midfield with Jorginho, Kovacic the only ones left. And this is why we're trying to sign a midfielder, and we need a midfielder very badly. But this is a disappointing news. And hopefully Zakaria comes back quick, because he has been a fantastic player for us in the last 5-6 weeks. And he's been a very important player for us. And coming on to Chelsea have been placed 8th in the world's richest club, but when new Manchester City top it. See, again, being very honest, we need to do more to reach higher in this list. Being 8th in this list is not really good. We need to do better. I understand our stadium's quantity, the size, capacity is not too much. We have to increase that in the future. But along with that, we have to make our sponsorships better. We have to make ourselves more attractive. And I think Todd Bowley is going to do that. Signing so many youngsters, bringing more sponsorships. I think Todd Bowley will get Chelsea, at least in 10 years, in the top 4, top 5 in this list. But right now, we are very far behind when it comes to elite clubs like Manchester City, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Arsenal. We are very, very far behind them. And coming on to the next news, and the last news for today, talks for over a new deal for Edward Mendy are not due to restart until April or May. Chelsea are targeting a new long-term goalkeeper and are ready to offload either Mendy or Kepa amid interest in Brentford's David Raya. See, we have all known since Graham Potter has come in as a manager, he has played Kepa more. Why he has played Kepa more? He has played Kepa more because Kepa brings you sweeping skill. Mendy, I'll always love him for the Champions League run, and I still think Mendy is a very good goalkeeper. He's still a very good shot stopper. The problem with Mendy is he's not very good when it comes to his feet, and today's managers want the players, the goalkeepers, to be good with their feet, to link up with the attack and link up with the midfield. And this is why, for me, Chelsea will try to sign the goalkeeper. But now we have got one goalkeeper who is a good saver of the ball, but he's not very good with his feet. We've got another goalkeeper in Kepa who can make some good saves, but he's very, very awful from claiming on the crosses, which is a massive part for a goalkeeper, but he's good with his feet. And this is why Chelsea are looking for a complete goalkeeper who can pass the ball well, sweep the ball well, save well, and can be commanding in the box. But David Raya is another young player we have to give time and chance to develop. But David Raya, I've seen him at Brentford. He's a very, very good goalkeeper. And see, with Kepa right now being at high wages, Kepa, who we signed for 70 million, like most unlikely to be sold. I think sadly it does look like Mendy will be leaving the club, and I have nothing but respect for Mendy, but it does look like Mendy will go, and Chelsea will look for more goalkeeper. Now nobody knows is it going to be David Raya. There could be some another target, but overall David Raya is a good sweeper keeper, better than Kepa, better than Mendy, and in saving wise he's better than Kepa, and this is why he could be good for us in the future as well. And he's another Spanish goalkeeper like Kepa, but he's a fantastic goalkeeper. So, people, today we discuss a lot. We discuss on the Liverpool game. We discuss a lot of news. People who are just joining and watch the video in back. So, thank you so much for watching. I lost my voice. 1 hour, 31 minutes I've been live. It doesn't take much. Do hit on the like button and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. But even if you don't subscribe, I wish you all the best day and I hope you enjoyed the discussion. Thank you so much, everyone, to join. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on. If you do like and subscribe, it will mean a lot to me. Hope you're all well and good.